still got nothing for you. I'm out on a last minute spree, hoping to find that.
Morning everyone, welcome back to another Vlogmas video. I hope you're all doing really well and feeling lovely and Christmassy. Excuse my casual attire today. I have just been doing things around the house and I haven't yet got changed out of my dog walking loungy sort of wear. It's midday now and I'm kind of thinking that maybe I will just actually stay like this for the rest of the day, because all I'm doing really today is just things around the house, a bit of cooking, a little bit of prep for the week, because we've actually got a really busy week coming up this week. I have just tidied up the house after the weekend and put on a huge bolognese in the slow cooker. I think you always feel a little bit more on top of life when you've got a dinner in the slow cooker, don't you? And this one was really just bung everything in and leave it all day kind of thing, and it should be a really big one, so I should get a few dinners out of that one, so I'm glad that I've got that done. And then later on I just want to do a little bit of sorting out of some presents that I've already bought, because I did quite a lot of shopping this year in the Black Friday sale, which is very unlike me. Normally I absolutely hate Black Friday and I just never normally buy anything in the Black Friday sales, not for any sort of particular political reason or anything like that. It's just more because I just get so overwhelmed with it and I end up deleting all of the emails that come into my inbox and just don't even bother to look. But actually this year there were quite a few things that I did actually sort of specifically want to buy for presents, so I thought actually on Friday I'm just going to sit down with a cup of tea and actually do some online shopping and just properly have a look at what's in the Black Friday sales and know where I want to look and what I'm getting, and just try not to get overwhelmed by it. And actually I did really well. So I've had loads of deliveries come today already, which I just want to open and sort through and sort of put into piles for what I bought for the kids and what I've bought for other people and that kind of stuff, and then that will make my head feel a little bit more organised. This week I'd also really like to get started on my barn jacket, which I spoke about in last week's video. I really want to just get going on that. I have been deliberating about this jacket mainly because I can't decide what to do with the hem. So I'll just pop in the picture of the inspiration photo and the fabric because I haven't got either of them with me at the moment. But what I want to make is a jacket similar to this, nice bottle green quilted fabric with a nice country style brown collar and cuffs. But I have been wondering what to do with the hem, so I don't know whether to leave it straight like the picture here or to curve the bottom of the hem and kind of have a split at the side like the quilted jackets that have been around on the high street for a while. So in my head I'm still going back and forth on that one, and I wish I could ask you here on YouTube now, but unfortunately I can't. So I've actually just popped up a little poll on Instagram this morning to ask you all what you think I should do with the hem, and hopefully you will help me decide what to do. But I thought if nothing else, if I can't quite cut out my jacket until I've made that decision, if nothing else I can actually start getting the binding cut out and ready, because there's going to be quite a lot of binding of seams to do in this jacket. So if I'm prepped with that part of the sewing process, that will be one thing less to do. And then this week I'm actually out and about quite a lot this week, which is quite unusual for me. You know, I'm quite a home bird normally. But this week, very excitingly, on Wednesday, I've been invited with my husband to a black tie event in London. This is all so last minute. So he was actually going anyway. It was last minute for him as it was. But then really last minute, they decided that I was allowed to go as well, or partners were allowed to go as well, I should say. It's very exciting and I'm really pleased to have been invited, but it's also slightly annoying because I so rarely get to go to any of these kind of events, and I would really have loved to have known in advance so that I could make something lovely for it. But I just don't own anything really that's suitable for a black tie event. I've got loads of dresses, as you know, but most of them are sort of summery, ditzy floral style dresses that just aren't really suitable for that kind of event. So unfortunately and really annoyingly, I've had to order a few things online. So I'm also going to go through the things that I've ordered for that this afternoon and just try a few things on and see what I think. And hopefully, even though I won't have made the actual dress or the actual outfit, I might be able to combine in some way with something that's been handmade, like a coat or a jacket. And then on Thursday, I'm actually running a sewing workshop. So I haven't spoken about this on here yet, I don't think, but I am actually now running some in-person sewing workshops, which is really, really exciting. A couple of weeks ago, I taught some beginner sewists how to sew a simple style envelope cushion. So some of those ladies are actually coming back for a second workshop, and this time we're going to be sewing a Christmas stocking. So that's for Thursday morning. So I've got some preparation to do for that as well. And then on Friday, I'm actually into town to have my hair cut. So I'm not actually sure how much sewing I'm going to get done this week. And it's quite nice for me as well, actually, to have some out and about things to do as well. So yeah, I hope you will enjoy coming along with me on this week.
What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's beginning to look like all my wishes are coming true. That's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls. I've been kind to big and small. And now it's time to have a merry holiday. What a feeling when it's time for Christmas.
Trying things on is actually exhausting, isn't it? I really, really do not like it. So I'm not set on what I'm going to wear yet still. I wish I could ask you your opinion, but I think at the moment I'm swaying towards the black dress and my handmade coat outfit combo, because I think that is quite nice, quite sort of understated, quite black, and I feel like it will do the job, if you know what I mean. And I also really love the blazer as well. I was planning to make a black blazer, so I don't know, maybe I should just send it back and make my own. It's a difficult decision, isn't it? Anyway, I've just come down here to talk to you about some books that I've been reading recently, because I haven't done a little book update for a little while, so I thought I'd share with you what I have been reading. So when the switch over happened to autumn time and everyone was getting all excited about autumn, I was watching quite a lot of sort of home and lifestyle-y vlogs that include lots of different things, and I follow quite a few people that enjoy reading, so I do tend to take recommendations for books from those vlogs as well. And one of the books that came quite highly recommended was this one. It's called Wayward by Amelia Hart. It's set over different time periods, but the earliest time period is 1619, so it was still around the time when certain things that women did were perceived as witchcraft. I don't want to give any spoilers away, obviously, but it is quite a sort of, it's got an underlying tone of feminism throughout the book, and like empowering women, and you know, women being strong and being able to look after themselves, which I am all for, obviously, but I did find at certain points it got a little bit much. Let me know if you've read this book and let me know if you felt the same. I kind of agree with like the theme of the book and where she was going with it and the point that she was trying to make, but I did think it was slightly overdone at certain points. But that said, I did read this really quickly because I really liked the tone, and it did keep me reading. So yeah, it is quite a good one to read, I would say, that one. And then another one that came highly recommended was this one, Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. So because this one was really quite short, I thought I would read this next, and I actually brought this from Waterstones near us, and when I was paying for the book, the lady said to me, oh, this is one of my most favourite books ever, you're really going to love it. So yeah, I did get through this quite quickly again because it is a very short book. So again, without trying to give too much away, this is set in the 1980s in Ireland, and it's at quite a difficult time in Ireland. But I would say another theme that that runs really strongly through this book is about being in the moment and being present and realizing the riches that you have, and also about taking action to help others. At some point I would really like to read this again, because I think there is a lot of imagery in there that you could possibly miss the first time you read it. So yeah, I did really enjoy this, and I felt like it gave me a lot to think about. So let me know if you have read this one and what you thought about that. It's being made into a film actually, which I think is out at the moment, so I would really like to see that film. So moving on to my latest read, I'm actually currently working my way through Miranda Hart's book, I Haven't Been Entirely Honest With You. So my husband actually bought this for me. I love Miranda and I love all of her shows. She really does make me laugh, so I think he just thought that I would enjoy it. So this book, it does have some really funny bits in it, but the underlying theme of this one again is all about her chronic illness and how unwell she's been and how she's dealt with that illness, and the discoveries that she's made about herself and how she sees the world and how people view chronic illnesses. And there's so many really good nuggets of things to take away from this, like about how you see yourself and how you live your life, and the time that we waste trying to be something that we're not, or trying to portray an image that just isn't us. I'm only that much the way through the book at the moment, but I am really enjoying it. However, I really wanted to read something Christmassy in December, so I'm thinking that alongside this Miranda book I might actually order another book that's come highly recommended called Winter Solstice by Rosamund Pilcher. I've read quite a few Rosamund Pilcher books. In fact, one of her books called Coming Home is one of my most favourite books ever, but she's an author that's kind of gone off of my radar for a little bit recently, so I would really like to come back to her actually and just read something really warm and comforting and cozy for Christmas time, and it's set at Christmas as well, and I don't want to kind of miss December and not read a really nice Christmassy book. And then before I go, this is getting rather chatty, but I will just quickly talk to you about the current knitting project that I have on the go, because I have two things on the go at the moment, but the one I'm kind of making most progress with at the moment is this Mode at Rowan shawl pattern. So this was a lovely freebie that I actually picked up when I went to see the Mode at Rowan fashion show in a John Lewis near to us. So this is a shawl that's knit in the round. It has this really pretty sort of twisted rib cable pattern to it, and it does require a little bit of concentration actually, because even though the pattern in itself isn't too difficult, it is one that you kind of have to keep an eye on, because the twisted rib pattern alternates every 3 rows, and for one pattern repeat you're holding the cable forwards and the other one you're holding it backwards. And while I'm knitting and watching TV a couple of times I have sort of forgotten which way I'm holding the cable needle, and I've done it wrong and had to unpick, and that is not fun in this alpaca hazy mohair-y yarn. So this is where I am at the moment anyway. I've got about another 2 times more of that amount of knitting to do, because this is knit quite long and then it's folded over and sort of sewn to the inside to make a nice chunky cowl. But I think the pattern looks really, really nice, and I am enjoying doing it despite the fact that I do need to concentrate a little bit. It's really nice to do and it feels so lovely and soft and cozy. So that's going to be my more difficult knitting project that I have on the go at the moment, and then I have something else, so I will share that with you later in the week, but that's going to be an easier project that I can just have on the go, and probably a better one to do while I'm watching telly actually. Mention here for the sponsor of today's video, which is Serious Readers. If you're looking for the perfect Christmas gift for the crafty person in your life, then you might want to check out the Serious Readers website, as they have loads of bespoke high definition lights to choose from, which are perfect if you or a loved one like to craft into the evening but don't want to be held back by difficult dark lighting as the nights draw in earlier and earlier. Serious Readers have a range of lighting options available, ranging from floor standing with either a heavy or lightweight base to desk lamps, and also Gemini options too. Each light is fitted with a dimmer and beam width function, making it so easy to get just the right focus on exactly what you're working on. All Serious Readers high definition lights also use something called daylight wavelength technology, which helps you feel as though you're working in daylight even when it's dark outside. I use my light for sewing, knitting, reading and crochet, and I love that it makes my crafting life so much easier. And I also love the reassurance that they come highly recommended by opticians too. Serious Readers are offering my viewers £100 off of any high definition light using my code SALLY24. This code also entitles you to free delivery and a 30-day money-back guarantee. I'll list all of the details plus a link to the Serious Readers website in the description so that you can pop over and check them out once you've finished watching this video. Thank you to Serious Readers for sponsoring today's video.
It's Christmas Eve, and I've still got nothing for you.
Morning everyone, it's now Tuesday. I've had quite a busy morning so far. I'm really hoping for a productive day today. So I started early and I've been preparing for my sewing workshop on Thursday morning. So I have printed out all of the instructions. Hopefully this won't shine too much on the camera. All the instructions for how to make a Christmas stocking, and then I've also cut out a little pattern for them as well, so that when it comes to Thursday morning we can just get going. And because it's Christmas, I'm gonna pop to the shop later and just get a little Christmas chocolate to include in these wallets as well. Just in case you fancy sewing your own Christmas stocking, I do have a full video tutorial plus a downloadable PDF pattern that you can access via Patreon. So if you are one of my Patreon members, that is included for you to download. And I also give a little tutorial for how to easily sew the name embroidery as well. So I just thought I'd pop that in there in case you would like to sew up a Christmas stocking for yourself this Christmas. And just on that note, I have had a couple of questions about Patreon recently, so I'm just gonna quickly answer those now. I never like to talk about it too much on here. I never want to feel as though I'm being too salesy, but nonetheless, obviously I need to mention it from time to time. And as I have had a couple of questions, I thought I'd just go through it all quickly. So if you want to join, or if you want to see what it's all about, you just need to go to patreon.com/secretlifeofseamstress. I'll pop a link here and down below in the description of the video as well. And you will see a list of everything that is included. I think it works out about £6.50 here in the UK, $7.50 in the US, which works out to be around the price of a cup of coffee per month. So all you need to do is just pop over to that link and then you'll see the options for joining. So you can join for free, but you don't, as a free member, get access to all of the tutorials and things, because obviously that is part of the paid membership. But if you're not ready to join as a paid member, you can join for free and you still get notifications to say what I've posted and things like that. So if it's something you want to test out before you commit to buying, you can see exactly what I do post and whether or not it would be for you. But if you do decide to become a paid member, I'm just reading this from my phone, you get early ad-free access to all of my weekly YouTube videos. So they actually come out on a Saturday morning at 8 AM and they are ad and sponsorship free. And then we have a lovely community chat group over there. So if you ever want any sewing help or any advice, or you're stuck on anything, you can ask in the group and we will help you out as best as we can. As well as that, you get one extra Patreon exclusive video, sort of extra long, extra chatty vlog style videos. I'm normally sewing something up and then I do a little Q&A. So last month it was Instagram. So I had a good old chat about Instagram and answered a few questions and things. And then I also just post day-to-day snippets and things that I don't necessarily post on Instagram or here on YouTube. And it's also a way to support my free content here on YouTube and on my blog and on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So for everyone that has joined already, I am so grateful. It's such a lovely community and there is so much that I want to do with this group. It's only been going for 2 months, so it is all very new, but yeah, I have big plans for it, especially in the new year, and I'm really excited for what's coming up. So I hope that answers any questions about how to join and about what's included. If you don't want to join, that is absolutely fine, no pressure at all. Everything on YouTube is staying exactly the same. I'm still doing all of my videos as normal. This is just something extra. So I will leave that link below if you want to pop over and have a look. So what I'm going to do now is actually, while all of my cutting out stuff is out, I'm going to cut out my Ilford jacket. I'm really nervous about this actually. I think I'm just nervous about cutting into this lovely quilted fabric. The fabric's still upstairs. I need to go and get it. So what I've decided to do about the hem in the end is to leave it straight. So this is my little poll on Instagram, and the result was 68% straight and 32% curve. And I'm glad that the majority went with straight, because when I was thinking about it more and more, I thought actually I think a straight hem is going to work better with that style. And someone actually messaged me and said exactly what I was thinking, that if you have a curved hem and a collar, there might be a bit too much going on, whereas a lot of the curved hem jackets are just really simple in style, aren't they? And they're just sort of bias bound and collarless, and that is actually exactly what I was thinking as well. So it really sort of just confirmed what I was thinking. Just want to lengthen it slightly as well, and I want it to cover my bottom, so I do need to lengthen it slightly. The original length of the Ilford jacket, if you make the shorter version, is quite cropped, but I don't want to go for quite as long as the longer length Ilford is either, so I just need to go and have a little measure and see how much length to add on. So I'll film a little bit of that process and show you how I get on and share the cutting out. I'm also, with this cutting out, going to be filming a few more in-depth little tutorials as well for Patreon, so that gives you a little bit of an idea of what to expect if you do join over there. Obviously here on YouTube I do feel a little bit limited sometimes, because I feel like a YouTube video needs to be quite short, quite snappy. I never want to make them too long, so it's a way of including all of that extra stuff really. So I'm going to go on and make myself do this now. I need to get over the fear and just do it.
What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's beginning to look like all my wishes are coming true, that's why I cheer. I've been busy decking the halls, I've been kind to big and small, and now it's time to have a merry holiday. What a feeling when it's time for Christmas.
That was a bit of a mission actually. The actual was fine, but I did cut everything on a single layer of fabric rather than anything being on the fold, just because obviously the fabric is quite thick. So if you are going to be doing that, you just need to remember to flip your pattern pieces so that you have a pair of anything that you would normally cut on the fold. Just a little tip there, because I have been stung by that in the past. So the difficult part of this was actually cutting the binding. So I've cut lots of strips of binding, but it was so difficult to do because this fabric is so slippery, and also it doesn't press, I've just discovered. So I have not bothered to press it yet. I think I'm just going to have to sort of fold under as I go, which is going to be fun. I kind of wish now that I'd bought the pre-made Mind the Maker binding, which I didn't actually realise at the time that they stocked. So if you're going to be doing something similar to this, I would advise buying the pre-made binding, because I don't think this is going to be easy. In fact, I think after I filmed this little clip, I might just pop on and see how much the pre-made binding is. I'm a little bit worried about how difficult this is going to be. I'll give it a go, because otherwise I've wasted all of this fabric. It was a little bit slippy to sort of cut out as well, and it was shifting around under the ruler, and yeah, it gave me a little bit of a trying time to do that. So I've cut all of my main fabric pieces, and then I've also cut out my collar in this cord fabric, and then for the sleeve cuffs I just used the sleeve pattern piece and made myself a little pattern for the cuffs. So it kind of replicates the bottom of the sleeve, and I've just made it slightly wider because obviously I want the sleeve cuffs to be able to turn back over the sleeve, and the fabric is going to be quite puffy, so I just wanted a little bit of extra width on the sleeve cuffs. I was feeling quite excited to get on with this while I was cutting the main fabric, but then after the binding I'd had enough. So I'm going to leave this project for the day and come back to it another day. So this afternoon I just have to pop out and pick up more Christmas presents and have a little look around the shops perhaps, and then I need to come back later on today and just do a little bit of computer work. So that will be me for the day, and I'll probably catch up with you tomorrow.
Let's sing a carol and we'll bring it here. I guess that spring and summer, they're all fine. But I've been waiting for the season that's mine. So let it come, yeah, let it come. Snowflakes fall, I can hear the sleigh bells call. They're saying it's time to have a merry holiday. What a feeling, now it's time for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite time of year. It's beginning to look like all my wishes are coming true, that's why I cheer.
Hi everyone, it's Friday now. We've made it to the end of the week. I feel as though the week suddenly sped up towards the second half. It was a really busy week, and on top of that we ended up having poorly children and a poorly dog. So it's been a little bit of a week, shall we say. So I just wanted to say anyway, thank you so much for watching this week's Vlogmas. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would love you to consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have enjoyed this week's video, I'd love it if you gave it a like as well. All being well, I will be back next week with another Vlogmas style video, and I think next week I'm going to be much more at home, so I'm hoping for some sewing time and also maybe a bit of baking as well. That said, I am actually due back in London on Friday for something work related. There will be another outfit to choose for that, but I can't think about that yet, so I just need to get through the rest of the week first. So anyway, thank you so much for watching everyone. Take care, enjoy your weekend and enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll look forward to catching up with you next week. Take care, bye.